Hey everyone, it's Calvin, also known as Romer, and this is Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. This is my first ever playthrough of Trials and Tribulations and Objection. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of the testimony? That this is a way of testing the credibility of your memory?
I know. There's nothing wrong with my memory, I tell you nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song.
Care to tell us where this is going, Trite? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left. Wait, this is completely different from what I said. Wait, what does he mean? While drinking the coffee with his free hand, which would be make it his hand is left.
What is this, kindergarten?
But I would like the court to please take a look at this.
That is the cup the victim used, correct?
Yes, and on the rim you will notice a mark left by the victim's lips.
Yes, there is a stain left by the coffee.
If you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim was holding the cup with his right hand. Oh, Phoenix, that's way smarter than what I was thinking. Because yeah, if he's holding it with his right hand, of course that's where you're not going to drink it from the other side. Phoenix, that's so smart. Phoenix, that's way smarter than what I was thinking. Well done.
But how?
Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for you for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song. Phoenix is not gonna let that go. Phoenix gets so much crap from people that when he gets a win, and he's totally right to do this. He does a freaking lap all the time. He's right to do it figuratively, by the way. He's right to do it.
Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the park where he came from. What?
Oh, wait.
If you think I'm going to stand you and listen to you tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw.
You still insist on your testimony?
That young brat was holding the coffee cup in his left hand. Oh yes, no question. I'm a good law-abiding citizen, I am. That dead young hotbot and you spiky-haired yahoo, you are all at fault.
Who, me?
Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already. I agree. I really agree.
Don't call me old man, old man. Been around 68 years I have. You can't ignore me.
It sounds like he just wants someone to listen to him as well, right? It sounds like he really likes being up here on the stand.
Listen to what I've got to say.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but...
Well, here's the thing. My granddad, my grandfather, my grandpapa, my granddad, he loves when you listen to his stories. He loves it. And and the best way to make him happy is you ask him about his day and he will light up. And no matter how many conversations he has where he goes and I was talking to this lady or talking to this man I know and he was being very rude, so I told him, stop being rude. And even if you feel like he's wrong in the conversation, you go yeah, you're right, granddad. His face just lights up. You know what I mean? He just wants someone to listen to him. Which I do love listening to my granddad as well and my grandma. You know, I could talk to them for hours.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but...
Sure, why not hear a little more?
Mr. Kudo!
But this is my 16th cup of coffee. Wait, is this your final stand? He usually gets a 17, right, to every court case?
Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor.
Captain? Captain? Left hand or right hand? So this is a big statement here.
The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup too. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand.
But we know this isn't true though, right?
We know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye.
It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers.
A monitor? You mean like a television screen?
The inside of the lens is a screen that displays the computer data. It's called a HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work.
HD TV, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters drive me mad.
But they don't matter. That's actually the opposite of my granddad, by the way. He loves new technology and hearing about new technology. You know what I mean? He likes his old stuff and his old ways, but like he loves anything that like makes life easier. He thinks it's great, you know, that idea. Hard worker, but he loves the idea of like in retirement, like, oh, hey, granddad, look at this new thing, you know? And he's like, that's amazing. I know I'm talking about my granddad, but I guess I just thought of him when I thought we were talking about the old guy.
I know what I saw and I'm telling the truth.
It's true. He doesn't seem to be lying.
And those are the facts in good old black and white.
So we have to cross-examine this guy here. Okay, so there seems like a lot we can probably press here. Because again, he's not like a, you know. First of all, I want to check something as well though first. And that is like, I want to check the court record first of all. Because he mentioned an earpiece and we have something with ear medicine as well. So I want to, does it say which ear he used it in? No, it doesn't. Because I was wondering if he's fidgeting with his earpiece, does he mean he's fidgeting with his ear then? Because that could be the thing. If he's fidgeting this, wouldn't we find traces of it on the cup then? If he was fidgeting with it, like if you apply a topical cream to your ear and then touch a cup, like traces of that will still get on the cup. Right? So maybe that is something. I actually think that might be something. The boy's wearing an earpiece on the same side of his green lens of his specs, which is the left. He kept fiddling with it all the time. See, this is the thing. This is what I'm saying. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too. First of all, I'm going to press this, first of all, because we want to find out more about this. And it seems he kept an eye on Mr. Glen Elk.
He was getting on my nerves, rushing that newspaper and fiddling with his earpiece all the time. And then he went and made all the fuss dying for one sip of Javicino. I wanted to say to him, calm down, you young boy. just looking at it made me suddenly speed up my seed eating. I could have choked.
So I take it the victim was a walking ball of nervous energy. It seems the way. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup too. Let's press this too. The earpiece you mentioned. Which hand did the victim touch it with? The left, right? The left.
You're one of those people, aren't you?
What?
You're one of those types that use your left hand to get things out of your right pocket.
How did you know?
Or fasten your left cuff with your right hand. And then the tour guide says on your right side you'll see the famous blah blah. You're the only one who deliberately looks left, aren't you?
Well, aren't you? This is actually, I think this man is too gone. No, I didn't mean...
Obviously used the hand on the same side of his body that was the earpiece was in.
Ow, ow! So, if he had the HMD on his left side, then it was his left hand, I guess. Yeah, this is the biggest thing for me, because it would have traces of on it, right? You seem very sure of yourself, Mr. Kudo.
That's because I know what I saw, no matter what tricks you try to play at me.
It looks like you really did see the guy picking up the cup with his left hand. This is a dead end. Well, Nick, what do you think? I think the guy's telling the truth. But even so, something's not quite right. Then chuck evidence at him until he breaks. But if he's not lying, there wouldn't be any contradictions in his testimony, right? No, it's not a lie. It's not a lie. It's not a lie. It's not a lie. What it is that he thought it was an earpiece, but actually was putting in the cream in his ear. I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but... Mr. Kudo, there is something very strange about your observations of the victim. What? Yeah, the relevance of it is true. Very true. I don't know what it is going to be, but... You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side of a HMD.
No question. You can lock me up if I'm wrong.
Oh, no. If it was his left ear without it, we don't want to lock you up.
I can only see the side of his head where I was sitting.
I don't think so.
What did you say?
You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo. But the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured. Okay, so we got to the same conclusion, but I came from a different perspective. I thought if he was applying his thing to his left ear, then he would find traces in the cup. But this actually makes a little bit more sense as well. This is happening a lot this episode, guys. I think I'm losing any semblance of a touch I had. But at least we got to the same place. Traces of medication for his condition were found in his ear canal. That's right, it's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear, because he couldn't even hear in that ear.
Is that true, Captain?
It is. But again, we're trying to say this guy can't remember stuff.
Pigeon. Pretty pigeon.
Order, order.
The witness testimony is completely unreliable. I agree. He only saw the waitress from behind. And he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Kudo, a single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic of the cup. This old man is my drop of milk. True, it is, dude, the coffee references though, like, I don't drink coffee, but like, okay. But like, that's a good way of putting it. Like, I hate to give Godot anything, but that is a good way of putting it.
Captain, are you calling me a drip?
This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows that the victim picked it up with his right hand.
I'll never back down, I know I'm right.
The lad drank his Javachino with his left hand. Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly the victim used both hands. He took a sip with the cup he held in his right hand and then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw. But right now we know he's unreliable at this point. Impossible. The witness had already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of coffee. Yes. Yes. Okay, this is roundabout what we said earlier as well. I'm glad it came back to it. Which hand the victim used to pick up the cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. The fact still stands. With one hand or the other, Mr. Elk drank the poisoned coffee. Like this. Sadly, Mr. Kudo, that doesn't wash. The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness' memory is credible. And results are clear. The testimony given by the witness is useless. Oh my god, I love when we make him spit out his coffee as well. Any chance we get to like put pressure on Godot is a great time.
I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. I am satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court. But to be frank, his testimony is far...
I agree with this as well, Judge. I don't think he's lying. He's not lying at all.
Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old fogey.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo. You can't reach me from there.
That's what he's worried about?
You have no power here. I'm ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case further. That is all for now. This court is adjourned.
Hold it.
Wait! If we stop now, where does that leave me?
Leave you, Mr. Kudo?
Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there. I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his own T's or cross his own I's now.
How is your bad memory my fault? Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do.
I've kept my mouth shut until now, but there's something else the court should know.
Please don't. Please don't. There's more?
To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything. But I want another chance to another crack at you, you young shark.
Me? He's looking at me like I'm some sort of evil shogun.
Well, everyone, what do you say to one final showdown? The final chapter's in this eccentric old man's scrapbook.
Sorry, Gramps. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee.
What have you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the Javachino you want if you come to my house after the trial. I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo is still a man.
So he's gonna invite the prosecutor over for coffee. I suppose that wouldn't be too much of a conflict of interest, right? Because, like, you can interview these guys all you want. We did it too. You know, we could go to their house if we wanted, you know, and interview them. We've done it many times. So I guess that's not that much of a conflict of interest at all.
I believe it will be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony.
You bet. Much quicker.
I can't believe this is happening.
Haha, you better get ready, youngster.
I get the picture. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would you? He's got to be using some sort of infinite ammo code at the box of seeds. Everyone just throws stuff at Phoenix, or hits him, or does some really horrible stuff to him. He never gets a, like, I think the only person that doesn't hit him is Edgeworth, maybe. But you're not allowed to hit your partner, so. First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. I'm not too sure myself. The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of Javicino. While the clumsy idiot upset the vase, he knocked it right over. It broke, and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. We do know that.
Well, how about that? Turn things upside down,
Wait, we have a picture of the... Hold on a second. We have a picture of the crime scene. I thought that it wasn't water, though. Let me check it here. Is this it? I mean, the vase is still there. I was just checking for the coffee stain to see if it was like a darker color. But the vase is just there. This is the easiest crack in anyone's testimony I think we've ever found. Because I remember it was a coffee stain, right, that he spilled? It was darker. I can't believe this. Like, I almost want to quit the game now. How does this guy ever live this down? Like, what do you do after this? How do you show your face ever again? Is that all? No.
Yes, that's all. I remember it perfectly. You're doubting me again? You're doubting a poor defenseless old man?
No, we're not doubting you, Mr. Kudo.
Don't you get the feeling there's a question hanging on everyone's lips, Nick? Yeah. So what? Probably. That's probably all I can think of. And I have to cross-examine this guy.
You're a bird brain. That's all you can think of.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Your final cross-examination, please.
So here we go. I hope we can do this, guys. Oh my god. First of all, he's tough boy to crack. Tough boy to crack here. I don't think we can do this. No. Never. Stop this. Mr. Kudo, this is a photograph of the crime scene. This feels like it's like not even a part of the case. It just feels like we're trying to tell him to leave. Look carefully at the table. The vase is there, intact.
Huh?
Lost your tongue, Granddad?
I'm no granddad of yours, hopscotch.
Ow! Ow! I feel kind of bad. This is like, this is not fair even. This is like somewhat not fair even, you know?
If you throw any more seeds in this courtroom.
He's just screaming.
I just remembered something.
No, get out of here. Leave. Leave now. Leave.
The broken vase. It was on my table.
What?
Well, you see, it startled me when the young lad collapsed. So I stood up. That must have been when it fell over. The vase on my table, I mean.
The vase on your table?
Yes, it was on my table. And that's how my groin came to be completely soaked.
Yeah, I agree, Phoenix. I agree. Kudo, even you can't keep a straight face with this. Don't even pretend.
Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You certainly earned your kudos for today.
I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all?
Perhaps that's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo. Look within yourself.
Wait a minute. If that's the case, there's more I've got to say.
No, leave. Please just leave. Get out of here.
Oh yes, I remember something else.
Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom.
Wait, listen to me.
I can't believe that. Well, we should. Is that the first time in Ace Attorney history that, like, the prosecuting lawyer, the defending lawyer, the judge, and the entire courtroom are all just like, get this guy out of here. just get him out of here.
And I'm still not in a position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not been positively identified as the witness in question. Additionally, there are two disparities in the testimony we've heard thus far.
The mark on the coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank from with his left hand. And the earpiece, which was inserted into his left ear, out of which he couldn't hear. Wow, Nick, you did it.
I therefore require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts.
Yes, Your Honor.
There's one more thing to before I call today's session to an end. Oh, really?
One more thing, Your Honor?
The witness we just heard from. He is most insistent that his testimony should be of use. So he summarized it accordingly into this statement.
Oh, it's another haiku.
You may each have a copy of it if you wish.
Whatever. The prosecution doesn't need props like that. Kudo's really mad, huh? Yeah, I would be too.
Very well.
That line there as well, I would be too, is like so cool because it's like Phoenix can totally understand how it feels to have a court case where you feel like you have all this evidence stacked up and then it just falls apart and you have to like go start from scratch. Like that's really cool.
Mr. Wright, there are 3 copies, my own, yours, and Mr. Kudo. One for Maya as well and one for Pearls if you could.
Yes, Your Honor. When the incident occurred, I broke the vase on my seat. I'm sorry. Oh no, I feel bad. This case is breaking me. This case is breaking me. The last case was one of the best cases in terms of like a story and like it was one of my favorite cases ever. Top 3 easily. But this case is going to be the one case that just makes my mind go crazy. More like a 5-year-old's apology. What the heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies?
That is all. The court is adjourned.
To be continued. I mean, the thing is, like, it's to be continued, but, like, we're going to keep going. We're definitely going to keep going here for now. I want to see where else this case can go in terms of investigation. I just go up and down with the saves, by the way, guys. That's what I like to do. We're back at Wright & Co. January 7th, 12:52 p.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. So, how do you think the trial went this morning? That music always just soothes me. How do you think it went? It got a bit crazy in there. I just wonder if that killed our chances. Yeah. I guess it did get our hand. Mr. Kudo's testimony did nothing to help us. Plus, now we don't even know the identity of the waitress who laced the coffee. All we know is that what old Mr. Kudo saw of the apron straps and the ribbon. And that the victim was wearing an earpiece when his eardrum was ruptured. Talking about terrifying case of contradictions. Time to play doctor and find ourselves a cure then, huh? Yeah. We gotta find one for Maggie, or she's going to have a terminal case of guilty. So we'll talk to you again. What to do? Well, I'm officially at a loss of as where to start. Well, me too. Let's try some brainstorming. You go first. I guess we should try to put Mr. Kudo's testimony into some sort of use. Yeah, that's true. And we need to figure out the identity of the waitress and the victim, who the victim really was. Somehow, I think the key to this case has got to be at Tribulations. Well then, let's go back there and check it out again. We should also check up on Maggie. Oh, we should drop in on Maggie and see how she's doing, for sure. So, anything on your mind? Actually, there is something. I was wondering about, Backwards Phoenix. You know, well, you know what he's like and stuff. Oh yeah, almost forgot about that guy. I'd beat you so hard I feel like you've been smooching the express train. Phoenix Wright? You saying you Phoenix Wright? Cause I'm Phoenix Wright, the one and only. Actually, I've learned a little something about my doppelganger. Huh? You did? What did you find out? Oh yeah, Maya was working at the restaurant when I ran into Don Phonia? Like phony? Let's just say he was such a terrible version of me that I wanted to sue for defamation. What's that guy's story anyway? What does he have to gain by impersonating me? That's something we have to find out. Okay, so I guess we can move then to the detention center first. So I guess we're going to detention center first, which does make sense to check on Maggie. I mean, there's like not much. Oh, she's still in questioning. Okay, that's fine. I guess Maggie's still in questioning. But we've got questions to ask her. Maggie, keep it down, Maya. This isn't a playground, you know. Well, like it's completely understandable that this is what's happening, though. Like we'll come back later. We have to go to Tribulations anyway, so we can head there now and then come back in a bit. So yeah, we can go directly to Tribulations. Yeah, I was like, by the way, if there was cuts there, guys, like there was a fly. trying to buzz around for a second. I was just like trying to like at least get it to move away from me. It was just roaming around the room. Empty as usual. Yeah, and it's lunchtime too. That's it. Come on in. Come on. Hey, that sounds like...
Now just call it 8, pal. Come on, I know you can.
He's getting really worked up about something.
No, that's the wrong number. Oh, looks like an 8 would only have netted me $5 anyway. What a ripoff.
What's the problem, Detective Gumshoe?
Huh? Oh, it's you. I was just listening to the radio, pal.
To the radio? Hey, Detective Gumshoe, Gumshoe's having lunch here. He is, and he's having the twin tea set. How can you afford that, Gumshoe? You said you were broke yesterday.
What can I say?
So I guess we can talk to Gumshoe about some stuff that's going on here now. Like, again, like it's today's trial. Today's trial.
Oh, this is a nightmare. How am I supposed to look Maggie in the eye now, pal?
I mean, like, she'll understand when we get her off scot-free, you know? You really drove into a corner, you know? I don't think you intentionally did it, though.
You always blow apart my testimony. Why of all days didn't you do it today?
Sorry. There just weren't any holes in it for once. That's what's funny, though. I think that's why there wasn't any holes. I think there wasn't any holes in his testimony because he made sure to find out as much information as he could this time about Maggie and about the situation. Yeah, what happened? Usually your testimonies are like Swiss cheese.
Swiss cheese?
We preferred crumbly like aged Parmesan? Anyway, this case has already been ruled on. There shouldn't be any holes left to find.
Oh, so did Maggie say anything to you about me, I mean?
Well, how did she put it again? I can't believe the Detective Gumshoe. I hate him, sir. I mean it. I don't ever want to see him again. Something like that.
What? What?
Oh no, that just killed him. Please, Detective Gumshoe, I didn't mean... Yeah, we could try and explain to him.
Why is this happening?
He's banging his head against the... Don't do that. Don't do that. That is so bad. Do not do that. Oh man, poor Gumshoe. Lunch special, I suppose. I feel bad for him, like, you know, because again, he's doing his job, but at the same time, he clearly, like, has feelings for this girl. So, did you like the twin tea set?
I've never paid that much money for lunch before. I was so nervous, my hands were shaking.
So, how did it taste?
Well, for $20, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. Really, it was delicate.
Delicate? You mean you liked it?
It didn't taste bad to you.
Oh, sorry, it didn't taste bad to you? What's the matter with him? Looks like he's thinking.
That's it. I've been trying to think of the right words to describe the taste, and I just realized. It's bad. That's it. It tasted bad. It's just kind of hard to admit to yourself when you pay $20 for, you know,
oh my god, yes, 100%. That is such a natural feeling. Everyone wants to justify their purchases, you know what I mean? Maybe you should have found out about the price after you finished eating. And that happens with like games too, you know? Like, have you ever like bought a game for like €60 or something? And you play it and you're like, oh, this isn't very good. It's like, but I'll finish it because I paid €60 for it, you know what I mean? That kind of way, which is not a healthy thing to do, by the way. You should never spend your time playing something you don't want to play or doing something you don't want to do in your spare time. I know it's hard because you spent so much money on it. Hey Nick, maybe that's why Glenn L came here. Maybe he heard about the super fierce twin tea set. If by fierce you mean fearsome? Speaking of Glenn L, that reminds me. We still hardly know anything about the guy. Why don't we ask Detective Gumshoe what he knows seeing as he's here? That's a good idea. We'll present Glenn L to him in a second. So what were you all... Yeah, that's so weird. We know nothing about the victim. I didn't even think about that. We know nothing about the victim. I don't know why that's so weird to me. That's so strange. So what were you all excited about earlier?
Huh? Oh, that's right. You said you were listening to the radio or something? Oh, that was nothing. I wasn't excited.
Come on, Detective Gumshoe. You can tell little old me. What were you listening to?
Nothing really. It was just a daily exercise show.
Oh, you have Cyclox? Oh, one Cyclox. Gumshoe, we need your help. We need to help you.
This lunch special's lobster sure is great.
Then why are there tears in your eyes? Okay, let's see if we can have it. Look, here's the thing. If we when we succeed, it'll give us back our stuff anyway. So let's present this to him. Let's present the magnetometer to him and see if we can do anything. Look, if we fail, we fail. There's only one cycle. Like, I can't imagine it'd be too hard with Gumshoe, you know? No offense to him. The radio. All right, Detective Gumshoe, tell me the truth. What were you listening to?
Oh, no way, pal. Now that you've made a big thing out of it, I'm not going to tell you.
We'll see about that, pal. Considering all the noise you were making while you were listening, it's pretty clear you were the radio program was, I say it was related to... What was he saying? He was like, now give me an 8. I would have won if it was an 8. It's the lottery. Right? It's the lottery. Should we say the lottery ticket? I'm right, aren't I? You were listening to the lottery results. Yeah, that was pretty obvious, weren't you? You thought you'd try to win big just like Glenn Elg did.
It's like you can see right through me.
True. Huh, I've cracked him already?
See, pal, that's why I said it was nothing.
The pink is so nice here. It's not like really harsh, you know, bright colors. Like, I'd actually would sit in here, you know what I mean? It's like not too harsh. The radio.
I'm usually pretty lucky, so I figured I'd give it a try.
What's with everyone in the lottery? So, how did it go?
I won 50 cents. It'd be better to win nothing at all than a half a lousy buck. I was so mad.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I bought the same kind of ticket Mr. Elg, as Mr. Elg, see?
And got the special radio where they announce the winning numbers. They even do the drawings live on air. It's intense, pal.
I bet that's what Mr. Elg was listening to on the day he was killed.
Yeah,
What time is it now?
It's just after 1:30.
And are the lottery results always broadcast at the same time?
Yeah. Look, I got this flyer when I bought the ticket.
That was around the time that he... Thanks for this flyer, by the way. Millionaire radio. That sounds cool. I want to try it, Nick. Then buy a ticket, Maya. With your own money. Give Maya some cash. Give Maya some cash. Do we have the autopsy report with when he died? Here it is, isn't it? Yeah, he died around the time the lottery numbers were set off. But that's actually like, if we can present his picture to him too.
This guy was a real programming genius. They call him the walking computer at the place where he worked.
What happens when he crashes though? Does he just stop moving all of a sudden? He wasn't literally a computer, Maya. Let her dream, Phoenix. Let her dream.
Anyway, there's nothing between Maggie and the victim.
Yeah, that's what we found out yesterday too. Hey, Detective Gumshoe, do you have any information that's a bit more fun?
Fun? Oh, I know. So, have you paid a visit to where Mr. Elg worked at? You might as well.
His workplace? Where's that?
A computer firm called Blue Screen Inks. We knew about that, but we'd nice to have a refresher. Or something like that.
Sounds like a real stable company. This could be fun, Nick. Let's go. Computers aren't really my thing, Maya. We'll be fine. I know all the high-tech stuff. I wonder about that.
It's just around the corner from this joint. You should take a look.
A computer firm called Blue Screens Inc., huh? I mean, yeah, let's head there. Why not? So can we go there right now? We can just go there right now. Man, what is this? This is like... the future. Hardly a freaking... like a computer company. This is the future right here. Wow, this place is so high-tech. You can almost smell the electricity in the air. I don't think that's electricity. It's a computer firm, Maya. They can't work without electricity, you know? Who are you? Oh, hello. Really cool design. Oh, hello. I'm sorry. Access is restricted to authorized personnel only. This is a computer programming laboratory. There are far too many trade secrets that could be leaked. Wow, what secrets? Everything you see here is classified. No information can leave this building. Understood. Who is this woman? She's like a robot from some kind of whacked educational show. My name is Lisa Basil. I'm the company's director. Director? She's human? She seems more like a ghost in a shell. That's a good reference. And the thing over there, the thing over her eye. Isn't that the same device as Glen Elk? So they clearly work, yeah, they work in the same space. That's a DMH, right? Nice try, but it's the other way around, Maya. It's a HDMD. Well, you know, she tried. All of my programs here at Blue Screens Inc. are supplied with HMDs. Dan, do you write programs too? No, I just enjoy wearing this. They are pretty cool. I wouldn't mind one. Maya, we'll get you one. We'll get you one. So I guess I'm going to talk to you first, Blue Screens Inc. So what exactly is the firm's business? I will try to simplify it so that you can understand. Thank you. We analyze the data management systems required by certain branches of industry, and then deliver optimum operating systems and source level components to them. Okay. Huh? So basically they analyze what a company's needs are for their company on the IT side, and then provide the components and items they need to make that function? You lost me on the corner of analyze and management. It doesn't matter. They analyze stuff. You got that much, right? The software we produce is distributed on CDs. CDs? Yes, compact disc, digital optical storage media. Of course, CDs are used for software as well as music. It's a small firm, but all my employees are first-class programmers. Let's ask one of them what they're doing. Excuse me, what are you, what are you working on right now? That's another great design too. I'm researching the impact of time slicing common on logical license to share the global variables. Obviously, program structure heavily influences the response to time and performance, so the code dependence of the global variables and memory overheads are vitally important to the success of the execution. Wow, I got all of that. Well, you get the idea. This is the sort of thing we are involved in. Did you good people follow all that? Yeah. Your blank smile just said otherwise. You mean her freaking smile that lights up the whole room? What happened? You know about what happened, right, Miss Basil? You mean about Glenn being poisoned? Yes, I know, it's terrible. Can you tell us anything that might be helpful? I don't think so. A police officer was here earlier too, but I couldn't tell him anything either because the waitress who committed the crime has nothing to do with Blue Screens Inc. Oh. How about Mr. L's desk? Have we cleared it out already? No, not yet. It's this one, right? It's this one right in front of you. Is there anything that might be useful to you? You're welcome to take it. I guess there might be some clues here somewhere. So I guess we could examine it a bit. So you have these magazines. Whoa, look at this desk, Nick. What a mess. Looks pretty average to me. But you can't get any work done with everything all over the place like this. You think? Real whiz kids can work under any condition, you know. There's a journalist I know who's like a really respected journalist who, if you see his room, it is literally full of just papers. Papers everywhere, all over the place. And this interview crew went into like interviewing about his journalism one time, and they were just like, hey, like, can you, did you know about this thing that happened at this time of year? And he literally in 2 seconds looks around, finds the paper he needs under a bunch of other papers and goes, yeah, I have it right here. And it's like people who work in those conditions can some reason do that. I kind of like to know where everything is, you know, for me personally. She's trying to hint that I should tidy my desk more. Yeah, she is. She's trying to give just a little hint. I'll clean my desk when Maya stops asking silly questions. No hurry then. Maya asked the best questions. This calendar. What about it? Is this another hint about tidying? You can't forget it? You can forget it. Someone's marked December 3rd in red pen. December 3rd? That's the day Mr. Elg was murdered. Is there anything else? Yeah. It says meet with the tiger. We don't have his profile yet, but is it the fake Phoenix Wright? Because he had the tiger on his shirt. The tiger? Glenn's calendar was added to the court record. On December 3rd, the day of the incident, there was a note saying meet with the tiger. Anything else we can explore here? Look at you. He's really pounding that keyboard, isn't he? Wow. I bet that's where the pro in programming comes from, huh? I guess I shouldn't be resting on my laurels. Gotta expand my skill set and all that. Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I could become an old CD's apprentice. What about your spirit medium training? Yeah, don't come as apprentice, please. Hey, look, Nick. It's a supercomputer. It looks like it's really smart and wise, doesn't it? Computers are only as smart as the humans who use them, Maya. That explains why we don't use the computer in our office. You work there too, Maya. Yeah, but at least I'm... Please, don't argue about something that's so trivial. Otherwise, the computer will laugh at you. She said she'd laugh at us, Nick. She's a human, Maya, not a computer. Maya's just the best. She's actively just the best. All these sticky notes. Wow, look at this mess. Looks like they're all betting tickets. What kind of betting tickets? What kind of betting tickets? For betting on which horse will win in a given race. The horse racing tickets. He was down on his luck for sure. His drawers are stuffed full of these. Looks like they're all losing tickets though. Horse racing betting tickets found in Glenn Elg's desk. There's over 500 of them. This many tickets will get you, what, $1 down at the recycling center? But I didn't know you were so hard up that you tried to profit from the dead, Nick. I'm just taking them as evidence, Maya. I love that Maya like sometimes thinks so what the hell is it? What the hell? Those pillars almost look like they're moving. It's kind of unsettling. Nah, they just look a bit twisted or warped or whatever, word I'm looking for. This office was designed with a futuristic feel in mind. Futuristic? Yes, we tried to imagine what things might look like in the future when we designed it. This helps soothe and calm the soul. On second thought, I agree with you, Nick. This place is really unsettling. The reason I never agree with this idea that this is what the future would look like is because I feel like future is all about more and more convenience, right? And eventually I think the futuristic house like in 200 years is just going to be like a block with like no colors. Like that's more, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's more likely. I think it's kind of a silly idea to like say like convenience or whatever. Like I think let's say like we go like the opposite of convenience, you know? Even like big shoulder blade and clothes. The reason people got rid of those is because they're not comfortable to wear sometimes, you know what I mean? Like that's just it. And so I think the future will still go to be all about convenience, you know? I don't think it'll be just all about looking cool all the time. Looking cool is still an important thing, but you know what I mean. Guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. I know this was very crazy and this case is very crazy and sometimes I have a lot of stories to tell. But I had really a lot of fun with this case. And I know it's like not as like story heavy as the last one because the last one was incredible. The last one was like a masterpiece. I'm really excited to see where this is going and what we can do with this case in general, you know? I will say though, I feel like the stakes aren't as high. You know what I mean? I feel like the stakes aren't as high because we don't know the victim personally. And we don't have an idea of who the victim is or like what they're doing. We didn't know the victim last time either, but we got a sense for who he knew and who he was with. And I hope that eventually we can find out the stuff. You know what I mean? We got a sense for what his life was like at least. And I'll see you guys very soon. Bye-bye.